to Cody's red shirt and the decision, the process to decide to do that and everything that went into that?
Well, we obviously had a very deep receiving core last year. A lot of veterans with Jermaine, Devin, James, Casey coming in, and then obviously with the death of his father, it just felt like it was the best decision for both of us, our team, and for Cody individually, and take care of his mom. And I knew there's going to be some trips going back and forth, and he understood that need for himself, and I think he respected it for us. And it was just a natural fit, you know, that for him to be able to do that. In the end, he's back being a senior leader for us, and it's been awesome having him.
Do you think he was hesitant about that at first to accept that, or did he think it's a good idea?
He didn't show any hesitation. You know, he thought about it and said, you know, Coach, I think that's a good idea. Let's plan on doing it. So he didn't show any hesitation. If that's what you mean.
You talk much about this week about just getting told eligible, or is that just sort of?
It's not. I mean, not that it's not a big deal, but it's definitely not our focus. You know, our focus is on the game and what it's going to take to win a very difficult and physical football game. And then we've got more football to play after that. So that hasn't been the focus at all. I haven't even really talked about it to the team at all.
How about the seniors, you know, going out? This is their last home game.
Yeah, you know, I think for those guys for seniors to be playing in front of their, you know, our home fans one more time and getting that recognition that they deserve is great for them. They've done a lot for this program for the last 4 to 5 years, depending on if they redshirted or not. And we're obviously extremely thankful for everything that they've done for the program, whether it's on the field or off the field. They've been model citizens off the field. They've been great competitors on the field and leaders for us, and so we're extremely thankful.
On a game like this early, do you maybe look at your seniors, like a guy like Cody and some of the other seniors, and you know, maybe get an extra play or two, and maybe just a little more attention with those guys?
The goal is to win the game. We're just trying to win the game.
I was going to say, how about for you? I mean, because these are the guys that were here when you got here.
Some of them were some that we recruited. You know, so you know, Drew Schaefer, Cody Bruns, Justin Glenn, Adam Long. Those guys are a little different than Desmond Trufant, you know, or a Samisi Tokalahi or a Talia Crichton. So we have both sides of the fence, but again, regardless of whether they were here before or guys that we had brought in, they've given us everything we've asked, and I've been appreciative of that.
Have you ever had a senior class that was this small, and is this just to be because of the depth, or what was?
Well, I think so. I think when we came in, we had some natural attrition. You know, the guys that decided to move on for a variety of reasons. I think that our initial class wasn't a very big one because of coming in late. And so the end result is we've got a pretty small number right now, which on one side of it is you'd like to have more seniors and more senior leadership, but the other side of it is encouraging to know that we've got a young football team that one of these days we're going to have a full senior class that graduates. So, but it is what it is.
And if you have just 6 seniors, how does that play out on the field? I mean, that means what? You just don't have enough voices inside of the locker room, sort of saying what you're saying? I think
experience is one thing, you know, and it's not just experience with success. Sometimes it's experience with adversity, and then how to deal with that adversity, and they can be mentors for some of the younger players on how to deal with that adversity. And obviously this senior class has dealt with quite a bit from the beginning of their careers and then some of the ups and downs along the way. But they only have so many voices to try to get to everybody. So, you know, I think that, and then part of it too is for those guys of the burden of trying to take that on every day rather than it being able to be spread out amongst more seniors in that aspect. So, you know, again, we'd like to have more, but this is the class that we have.
In Mickens, what do you think he's learned since he's been here, and what does he still need to learn?
He's got a lot to learn. He's just a puppy, you know. He's just a puppy running around, plays hard. I love that about Jadon. He's got a great deal of energy. He's a very spirited young man. He comes to practice every day and really works to get better. But he's just finding his way, you know. And he's had a couple chances to make some pretty big plays for us. He had a big catch called back early in the season, I think, against Portland State, and had an opportunity last week, and you know, he's going to be a really good player for us. It's just when it clicks in for him, you know, look out, because he's going to be a really good player.
And what did he do last week? He kind of said that he was running and catching kind of at the same time instead of just pulling it in. Just didn't
maybe
make it happen.
overthought it, you know, just overthought it. And sometimes the toughest catches to make are the ones that are in the air the longest, and you're seeing that ball and you know you're wide open. So, but we got to get used to seeing him open like that, because he's such a dynamic player and he can get open for us.
Can you talk a little bit about